Hi everyone, I am now doing the third part of the page from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. You remember we did this butterfly, we've got these fun monsters and things to do later. We're doing all of it in a Halloween style. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit actually for you to show you. Now I might have been tempted to do both butterflies with the same black background, the same orange colour, the same slimy streaks. But what I've decided to do is to show you a different idea with this one. So it is going to look different. I'm going to do the butterfly purple, for example, and the little streaks in a sort of fiery style. The idea is just to give you some different ideas really. I think I would be very tempted to make them symmetrical if I was doing it without demonstrating anything, but you know, I'll have some fun. Right, I'm going to grab some purples for the butterfly to start with. My darkest purple is actually my mauve, because I'm using my polychromos as I was before. Here's my little diddy mauve. He does need a sharpener. I've just emptied my sharpener ready, which is good because I often forget. And what I'm going to do is ignore the pretty markings and just go in with a dark and heavy stroke near the body, and then fade it out a little as we go along the wing of the butterfly. Like that. And the same over here. So start quite dark near the body and then reduce the pressure as you go towards the edge of the wing. Yep, I'm just checking, I think that's fine. Okay, now I want a lighter one, and I'm just going to sharpen this one before we use it. This is a 138. It is, I think, just checking for you. Yeah, it's the violet, just plain violet. Some of them are something violet, red violet, or things like that. This is just violet. I'm going to go right over the top of the purple I've done already. This is because the polys can be quite pale when on first application, so it can be nice to go over again just to give them a bit of extra colour saturation. And I'm taking it right to the edge of the wing, but I'm trying to have a more faded, a sort of faded effect, so it's lighter right on the edge, but I don't want big areas of paper showing too white, so I'm just going over and over in a few layers until I get the look that I'm after. It's nothing too no specific art to it. It's just looking, observing and colouring until you feel that you're happy with it. So just thinking about getting it fading up towards the edge of that wing. Now, I am going to do the centre of the butterfly in the same way as the other one. So although I could do it black rather than just in greys, and then it'll look a bit different, I think that would be a good idea actually. So I'm not going to do it the same. I've gone out of the lines there. Right, so I'm going to grab the black. Oh, this is my black. It's quite little. Give him a sharpen if I can. Yeah, he's got a few sharpens left in him, and then I won't be able to turn him in the sharpener. So here he is, and what I'm going to do is just go around the edge of the butterfly's body quite hard, and then reduce pressure towards the middle so we get a lighter bit in the centre. It's quite difficult with these really small pieces, but it should be possible. There, and it looks more three-dimensional, I feel. Okay, now I said these lines I'm going to do quite fiery, so I want some whoops, orange colours. Now the monster below is a fire monster, so we're going to have fire there, but it's right at the bottom of the page, so I think it'll work. Okay, I'm going to pick 3 orangey yellow shades. I'll just show you. So we've got this, oh, they're rolling all over the place. This is the dark cadmium orange. This is the, let me check, the orange glaze, and this one is the dark chrome yellow. So I'm going to start with my darkest, so the dark cadmium orange first, and do the ends of these little sections. So in the same technique that I used for the green, if you watch that video, so really dark on the ends of each bit and then getting lighter as we go along. And they're symmetrical again, so do it in the same way on each. Of course, there's no rule that says you have to do symmetrical pictures identically, but it's up to you. Now I'm looking at this design. Now we have a line here and we have the corner, and I can't decide whether these two are next to each other or whether there's a gap there with background and that is the bit to colour, or whether we do it all. In that one, in the, you can't see, I did them all, so I think I will do this one in the same way, and here. I'm going to do the whole of this in the dark, I've decided. You might not agree and you might want to leave some background showing through in some areas, is up to you. And so continuing down on this bit, dark here and a dark piece here. Now here we definitely have some separation with background showing through on this bit because it continues right up to the middle. I've got to again decide. I'm going to include all of those, partly because I think it will look fun, but partly because it'll be easier. So 2 reasons. Now our other butterfly we did with a black background. We're not going to do a black background on this one because it's got a black body. I've already planned not to do a black background, or else the black body would have been completely lost into the background of the picture. Okay, so we're going to go to our slightly lighter orange shade now, which, as I said, was the orange glaze. And we're just going to go over the orange that's there and just bring it in more towards the centre of our pictures. Now I think with this one I'm actually going to extend this bit quite a long way so that we get our centre line here, so it all sort of joins in the same place. I hope you can see that sort of making sense. I'm trying to keep my hands away so you can see what I'm doing. It's a bit tricky. There we go. I find it's always easier on this side because I'm right-handed, my hands out of the way a little bit better. I find it interesting, I'm right-handed. A lot of artists are left-handed. I wonder whether that is really true though, or whether it's just a sort of old wives' tale type thing. I wonder, I mean, someone must have done some statistics and gathered some info and found out for sure. I know that when I was at school, the art teachers always used to think the left-handed children would be better at art. Dark chrome yellow. But we did have some very good ones, I have to say. But there were people who were right-handed that were good. My niece is right-handed. She's doing art at university. She's very good. Lacking in confidence in her abilities, as a lot of us do. But she's a lot better than she gives herself credit for, and she did very well in her first assignment at university, so hopefully that has boosted her confidence. Teacher said she was very good at three-dimensional work, which, as we all know, can be very tricky, so good for her. I shall have to, I did praise her up, but she finds it difficult to take praise. A bit embarrassing, I think. My children can be a bit the same as that. Right, background. Now, I want to use some slimy, bright green colours, so I am going to use this, very bright. This is the light phthalo green, and I'm going to use it together with the emerald green. I think that might be enough, but I'll see how I go. I want to make the butterfly look a bit glowy, so I'm going to do the lighter green sort of around him in quite a dark line, but it will get blended out. I'm just sort of marking it out from my own thought pattern sort of thing, so I can think about what I'm doing. So this is going to be another different background idea. I think it's quite fun on these small spaces to do different ideas if you can think of them. I think he looks quite spooky, but in a fun way. It doesn't need to be frightening. Okay, I'm going to go to my dark green. As I say, this is the emerald green. You can just about see the word emerald there. Now I'm going to do it quite dark in this gap here to start with. See, it's not a really dark green anyway. And in here. And then I'll show you my plan. Actually, we might just do a dark bit here too as we go through. I just heard a lorry outside, some sort of delivery. Like a flipping child at Christmas. I get so excited now whenever I hear a delivery lorry. I had a delivery this morning actually with Royal Mail, which comes with our postman. For those of you not in the UK, we have different postal services now in the UK. We have Royal Mail, which is our postman, and then we have other parcel delivery companies as well. And my postman tends to bring some parcels. I had one from Amazon yesterday from the postman, but normally anything ordered from Amazon comes with an Amazon delivery person. We have someone who works locally who does the Amazon parcels. And I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm really just marking out this edge in a dark streak of this colour. We're going to do some fading into the different greens in a minute. And but those parcels tend to come about 6 o'clock at night, and then we get deliveries from Parcel Force and UPS and DHL and goodness knows who else as well, sometimes during the day. So it's because I got a parcel this morning, I now sort of feel excited about when I hear a delivery. So what I'm going to do now is I want to start to fade this green a bit as I come away from the edge, because I'm going to blend in the lighter one. So I'm using a circular motion as I come towards the centre, and I find that helps me to reduce the pressure on the pencil and put down less colour. I just want to apply less and less as I get towards the centre like that, and then we'll go over with the other green in a moment. And just do the same all the way around, really. But sometimes the car outside, my neighbour is a solicitor and she's always having people dropping off bits and bobs with her. And back to the light phthalo green. And so often it's just a car. And then one of the houses in our square is a holiday cottage, so sometimes people are going in and out. Of course, neighbours go in and out at times too. People are going out a lot more, out shopping or whatever, visiting friends, that sort of thing. It's, everyone's a bit more free and easy in their movements at the moment. So I think, as far as I know, everyone who lives around here had their vaccines. So So that's nice. My children have had one. They were young because they're 16. They didn't had to wait quite a long time for theirs. But, they've had one. They're due another one probably beginning of November, I would guess. I'm not sure how long they're leaving it in between these days. But we'll see. It'd be tricky getting them in as well with them at college, but we'll see. Now around the edge of the butterfly, I'm just really burnishing this in now. I want it to look a little bit more glowy, if for want of a better word. So I'm just going to grab a yellow. I think I'll go for the light yellow glaze, because I want a sort of more lemony yellow, not a warm yellow. And I'm just going to go over the top a little bit of that green that's around there. And I think it'll give it a slightly more luminescent, is that a word? Feel to it. I'm going to try really hard not to get it on the purple. I don't know what colour yellow and purple makes, probably brown. I don't know. But just to make it glow just a tiny bit. I can see that a little bit. I don't know whether it's not being picked up by the light or whether it's just not really showing on the camera. But there we go. But I'm going to leave that there, I think. I found that quite fun. You might want to do your butterfly a bit darker purple. The Polychromos purples aren't that dark, but you can always add in an indigo or some black to sort of darken it up a little bit if you want to. But I'm going to leave it there. It sort of matches the purple with that picture anyway, which I'm happy with. So that's me. So thank you very much for watching and happy colouring.